Hey guys, today I'm going to install a set of Kimpex heated grips on my Suzuki King Quad. First step, I like to get all my tools and equipment laid out. I'll leave a description down below with what you need. And second step, you're going to have to remove your existing grips. I've already done this here. Need help doing that? I'll include a video here. It just shows you two different ways of removing grips and it helps get you set up. Next step, I like to remove the seat and just the plastic on the one side. It just gives you access for running wires. Okay, the next set is going to be to install the grips. Kimpex has made it super easy. They just use a pipe clamp on the end of their grips. It's a 3mm Allen key. So they just slide all the way on. You just want to make sure you got them set up so the wiring isn't interfering with anything. And then just tighten them down. It's the same thing on the other side. Just slide them on. Set them up so the wiring isn't going to interfere. And just tighten them down. The next step is going to be to install the control switch for the warmers. So you just basically, it comes with a pipe clamp. You got to find somewhere on your handlebars that's free to install. I'm just going to put mine on the left side here. I'm going to have some room. I'm going to be installing a winch in the next couple of weeks, so just be mindful if you have anything else you're wanting to install. So I'm just going to put mine right about there. Okay, the next step is going to be to install the thumb warmer. It's got a little piece of double-sided tape there. You just got to peel off. Gives you the options to install it on either the front side or the back side of the throttle. I've heard from some other people that have installed it. If you put it on the front, your thumb gets very hot. So I'm going to install mine on the back. You want to make sure you've cleaned the throttle so there's no contaminants or anything on there. So you just stick it with the double-sided tape. Comes with some shrink wrap. And once it's where you want it, slide the shrink wrap back over top. Then get your heat gun out on a low setting and start working it in. Okay, the next thing we're going to be doing is a little bit of cable management. So we're just going to need to run these cables down where they're not going to interfere with any of the steering or braking. So I'm just going to run them down on the right side, down the hydraulic brake line. Underneath, that's where we've removed the plastic on the one side. And then I'm going to do the same on the other. I'm just going to run the cables down, zap strapping them along so they're nice and tight, and then tuck them neatly down under there so we have some nice cable management. All right, now that you have all the wires run and zap strapped nice and tight, you're going to need to feed the wires through under here and into the panel. I'm just going to take a piece of filler rod here, just to use kind of as a fish tape, fish these lines through. There we go. All the lines just tucked down through there. I'm going to go ahead and attach them all to the connector. This is just tying them all into the switch and then into the power. Okay, after that, you're going to have to take your wiring harness, bundle these wires all nicely in through here, feed them underneath, and into under the seat. Once you get the wiring harness all tied together, I'm just going to run a couple zap straps under there, just keep it nice and secure. And then you take the other section of wiring, feed it through the other way, connect it up, and then I'll show you how I wired it underneath the seat. All right, guys, next step in the process is going to actually be getting your grips to power. So with the last section of this, it's got the red power cable here, and the black goes to ground. The red, you're going to want to connect it into a 12-volt accessory power so that you only have power to the grips when the key is on. That way, if you accidentally leave the grips on, you're not going to be draining your battery. So I know a lot of guys connect it to the 12-volt cigarette lighter on the dash for their accessory power. Whether that's right or wrong, or I just used a voltmeter to find another route, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that. So with the voltmeter, I actually pulled this back fuse block out. There's the there's orange cables that go into like a little bridge in here. I connected it there, and just put the other prong there. You can see there's displaying 0. You flick the key on, you got your 12 volts. So that goes to show that it is an accessory wire, and that's what I'm going to end up using mine on. Power back off. The other thing that I found is, let's see if I can get it on camera. I've connected it's a 18 to 22 gauge red connector, and it actually fits. It's going to be hard to see all these. Fits nicely in here. So you just slide it in and push it in. It actually snaps into that little spot. Again, I don't know if it's right, if it's wrong. You guys can do your research on that one yourself. Worst case scenario, I figured, is if it drops out, I just lose power to my grips. I don't destroy anything else. So I'll just slide that back. Next step, I'm just going to cut this sheathing back, and I'm just going to run this directly to the negative on the battery. After that, I'll zap strap this up, do a little cable management, make it nice, make sure it's not going to interfere with anything. Then we'll double check we got power. So there we go. I like to leave the cables as long as I can, just in case you need to do any modifications. I'll cut the zap straps off later. One other thing, when I ran the wires, or I wasn't thinking, I ran it over top here to get down there. You want to run it through the hole with the other wiring. That way, when you throw the seat on, you don't pinch any wires because the seat goes under there. So it goes through there, around. I'm going to clean that up a little bit with some zap straps. Okay, last thing you want to do before you pack everything up is turn it on, fire it up, flick the switch, and make sure your controls actually work. As long as they do, wrap everything up, put the seat back on, put the cover back on. All right, guys, fired it up. Handles get warm, thumb gets hot. There we go. That's it. Another install complete. Like, subscribe if you enjoy any of this content. If you have any questions or concerns, always drop it down in the comment section and I will reply as soon as I can. Anyway, it's time for a beer. Get out there. Cheers.